Good morning, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Wednesday morning, July 24th. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and the NQ. So a couple of things I want to speak about. First off, I got a couple of questions from different people asking me, is the gap from just the previous day's lows or high, or would it encompass this day too since we're gapping below it? The answer is firmly from the previous day's low or high. So we'll be taking out July 22nd's low, but that has nothing to do with the gap, okay? So please keep that in mind. Same with NQ, same with any of them. The gap is always from the previous day's high or low and not from the previous day's settlement. Please remember that. Okay, that's number one. Number two, we talk about how markets don't go bear, bull, or bull, bear. Well, the market had gone bear, right? We came back into balance on Monday. We stayed in balance on Tuesday. And now we're attempting to break down again. Now, my balance low is Friday's low. So even with this gap, we're not down unless we take out Friday's low. So we went bear, balance. We are still balanced right now. If we take out Friday's lows, though, then you'll be back down on the daily. Also, in NQ's case, most likely down on the weekly. Now, I'll show you on the chart in ES and SPY how it's a little different how I'm looking at it. Okay? Righty, firmly inside yesterday's range. Remember, Righty had a trend day up yesterday. They had a triple distribution day that got taken back late, but they still held one set of singles in B. Very wide overnight POC, and they've been trading mostly in balance in value. But again, they're still balanced on the daily. You see how this market's still waiting for more MGI on the shorter time frame? Obviously, Tesla with poor, whether it's poor results or not, the stock is acting pretty poor, down $20, down 8%. Google's down almost 3.75%, down 6 and change. So the market right now selling off on those, especially on the NQ. So again, we talk game plans. Downside gaps, believe it or not, have held this year rather well. There haven't been a lot of them, but they've held. That's number one. Number two, though, the gap and go crowd generally doesn't succeed. Okay? The overnight now is totally short. You're always going to have an opportunity. If it gaps and goes, it's just going to add more fuel to the fire, right? If you gap and go and take out the overnight low right away, then you're going to have a gap, value, overnight low, indices, all in favor of the bears. And then on any push up, you're looking for a short until something changes, right? So you don't have to hit the keyboard at 9:30 because I'd rather see if there's an inventory adjustment and take a better risk reward short, okay? Now, on a day like today, can you still front run the overnight low? Front running these overnight lows or highs seem to work. But on a day like today, you certainly have to be more careful because the bears have a lot going for them. So if you do decide to front run it, just have a quick out. I don't have a problem with that. Right now we have a poor low in ES at the overnight low. NQ, now again, it's 70 minutes to go. A lot can change. But NQ's overnight low would really be important because about 30 points lower is last week's low, which basically would put the weekly down if we start taking that out. Okay? So, and again, if you're in the trading room, starting at 9:15, we're starting to discuss this, and at 9:30, we have both sides of the game plan formulated. Now, chart-wise, I want to show you. So, I'll show you NQ, well, Q's and SPY, which is the same. So here is the weekly in SPY and ES. A lot of people will use last week's low as the balance low. I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to this week. I'm going the week of July 1st. Okay? So, again, it's all a personal choice. You don't have to. That doesn't mean if we take out last week's low, I'm not going to be looking for shorts because I think we're going to hold that low. But I will be more cautious when we get to this low to see if there's any buyers that show up from these three previous weekly lows. Okay? And the daily, well, before I go to that, let's go to triple Qs first. Give me 1 second. It's not even on here. Pain in the neck. Let's put the Qs in. That's not what I wanted. Q, Q, Q. Enter. Okay. Now here, their weekly low last week is just barely above this weekly low, the 24ths. So if we take out last week's low, the odds of going down on the weekly are much better right away for NQ. And then on the daily, again, it's still balanced. It's not yesterday's low. It's Friday's low, right? Just like in the ES and the SPY. It's not yesterday's low. It's Friday's low. So right now it's a 5-day balance. And by the way, one other note. Yesterday's volume was the 4th lightest of the year in SPY. So, again, it really is disturbing how light our volume has been. I certainly hope that picks up along with range and volatility. Good luck trading today, and we'll recap at 4 p.m.